Dehydrating tomatoes is my new favorite pastime. It is so good. Little tomato chips. I was never like a huge fan of sun-dried tomatoes. I love this technique. It's so easy. I pulled a bunch of tomatoes. It's very simple and it's really good. Now, one thing I love doing is when I have tailgates, I can go pull some fresh tomatoes and I'll put basil on them, but then underneath the basil, I'll put a fermented hot sauce. Incredible, 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 including the lemon drop. However, my second best thing I feel like doing is, and this year I've been doing it, is dehydrating tomatoes. So it's so easy. I'm gonna kind of show you my process, kind of why. This is a Corsori Dehydrator. I've also got a silicone mat I'm gonna put on here. And I just pulled these from the garden. These are a variation. So we have some yellow thornburn small tomatoes. Looking tasty, tasty, tasty. I like it. I've got some of these. I don't know what they are. They're like orange tomatoes. These guys are interesting. They've got the little orange. And you know, these are pretty sweet tomatoes. I'm going to cut them as evenly as I can. I don't have that many, and I store them when they're done in here. I'm gonna start with Thornburn's yellow. What I typically do is I go about a 1/4 inch. For instance, here is this yellow Thornburn. I go somewhat thick, and then I'm gonna put it on, just gonna have the tray right on top of here. I'm gonna place my slices, and I don't want them touching at all. That is the key. No touchy, no touching. I'm gonna do 135 degrees, which is Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna do 10 to 15 hours. I don't want them to get crispy. What I want is low and slow, so the low temperature preserves the color and the flavor. Above 125 will inhibit the mold and stop fermentation. So that's always a good thing. And what's nice about slicing them is you can kind of see how they are as you're doing it. These are gonna be great. You know what? These are just such a great little snack. And I've heard that the best thing to do is cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are really nice to do this with. And so I highly, highly recommend that. I don't grow a lot of cherry tomatoes, and I've never really loved cherry tomatoes. I can imagine, because I know how much I love the dehydrated tomatoes, and I mean, they're kind of like candy. Like, oops. So this one's a little bit mushy in the middle, but what's nice about the dehydration is the mushiness it firms up, which is really nice. So like a tomato you couldn't use before, and like this one I made a little bit thicker. The problem, if you don't make them uniform, they tend to, it takes a little longer for those. So like these are a little thicker, and it's gonna take a little bit longer for those to dehydrate. So probably once I'm done with the 10 to 15 hours, a lot of times what'll happen is the bigger pieces that I did will probably take a little longer. So here you'll kind of see, I've got a bunch of tomatoes. Just goes in its slot. Good to go. And then I'm gonna put this one above that. So I've got these slices. And probably, I imagine it's gonna be a little stickier on the non-silicone, but we'll see where we end up. And then what I typically do is I just compost. Everything that I have left, I'll put in my compost bin for my worms. And the other nice thing about dehydration, and I haven't really gotten into this, but the other nice thing is you can rehydrate and put into sauces, which I was thinking about. I was like, oh, you know what's nice is if I need some extra tomato flavor, I can always just take these and add a little bit of nice sweet flavor to whatever dish I'm making. I know these all taste good. Like this one had like some kind of black thing inside of it. So I'll just compost that, no big deal. There's my other tray. So I got 2 trays. I did about a bunch of tomatoes. So I'm gonna do 135. So set my temperature, 35. And then my time, I'm gonna do 13 hours. Start. That's all you gotta do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check back in, 13 hours or so, see where we are, and then potentially run it again. I have found that usually I have to keep running it till I get the consistency that I want. So I probably will have to run this again, but the reason I set it for this is I don't want it to keep drying and get brittle. I want it to be this, a little bit more chewy consistency. It's one of these things where like dehydration doesn't work for everything. It works for a lot of things, and I haven't gotten into freeze drying yet. Fermentation can work for it's just what fruits and vegetables and things do you want for that kind of process to extend your harvest or to have it. And the nice thing is that I know these aren't gonna go bad. If they get mold or something on them, I'm gonna see it immediately. They're just really tasty. Like I still have the beautiful, flavor that they were when I pulled them, the essence of the flavor. And that's what I really like about this technique. So happy dehydrating. Have fun with your tomatoes in the garden.